Hey everyone, welcome to Average Joe Preparedness. My name's Rick, and I'm an Average Joe. If this is your first time here, what we focus on is basic emergency preparedness, things like FEMA, Red Cross, what they recommend. And then we talk about camping things. I know maybe camping isn't your thing, but if you stick around, you'll see why. And how these things can be used or help you out if there's a larger contingency, which we don't really talk about much. And in this video, I went camping. And I got some follow-up stuff. I just want to show some people what worked, what didn't work, and things that you might want to look at when you get back from camping. And yeah, hopefully this video will be a bit more positive than the last one that I just put out, because that one needed to be put out, guys. Sorry. Yes, but let's keep it light and have some fun, okay? Now, me and my brother, we get together every few years because of this thing. He called me up when he was like 40, and he's like, I got to do these things in my life before I reach the end of my journey. And he said, you got to promise me that when I call you, you're going to say yes. And so I did. So that was a while ago, like over a decade ago, I made that promise, and I got to keep it because that's what you do. So yeah, earlier this year, he called me up and he's like, hey, we're going to go hunting. And I'm like, okay, we tried that a couple years ago. And basically hunting means this: we're going to walk around for days, and then we're going to go back and we're going to barbecue or eat or whatever. And then we're going to argue, because that's what we do. We're brothers. If you guys are brothers and you understand that that is the way. Yes? And basically, that's pretty much what happened. Now, don't get me wrong. We try to set ourselves up for success, but things always happen, and you got to have a backup plan. And we ended up going hiking around the areas, and then we also went hiking in a national park. It was pretty cool. 8 miles. Yeah, 8 miles over hill and dale. Not an easy one, but yeah, it's what you do when you're with your brother or siblings. You know, don't want to cut anybody out. So it was nice, beautiful views. We got photos and memories and all that good kind of stuff. Yes, yes. So I had a great time. But weather came in, and you just have to be ready for that kind of stuff. So let's go over really fast some of the stuff I took. I think I mentioned some in another video, the camping video, and then some lessons learned real quick, and how these things, by the way, camping stuff, not basic preparedness, but camping stuff now, could be used if things got worse. Yes? Yes. I mentioned it before, I have room in my car, so I pack up stuff whether I need it or not. I have little totes. I'm putting off screen because they're right there. There's a tote, there's a tote, there's a tote. I pack up what I think I need, and then I pack up extra because Murphy's Law, and that's the way. And that's my life experience, is that if something's going to go wrong, it can, but if you're prepared for it, usually it doesn't. It's kind of oxymoronic or whatever, ironic, whatever word you want to use, but it's pretty cool. So we were going to go down. We were going to stay in a camper's cabin, one of the bare ones that no bathroom, no kitchenette, none of that stuff. It's got like 2 beds and a little heater, and this one actually had a little fridge, which was pretty cool. So, however, I knew a storm was coming in, and electricity can go out. So I brought one of those buddy heaters. I'm pointing at it over there just in case. They'd shut off the outside waters because of the weather change, but they said they had water available, but I took extra water anyways, etc., etc., etc. Yes? Yes. Now, I've already put away the stuff that shall not be mentioned on YouTube or whatever, because we were on a hunting trip. You guys understand what I'm talking about? That stuff's put away. But things you use, I guess, I don't know. I'm just going to go over this stuff. I'm improvising here, and we'll see what happens. But like when you get back, things need to be washed. You know what I'm saying? Bananas. You always have them. Things that got used. I showed you in a video a long time ago. When I do MREs, even though the stuff I don't use, I keep, because some MREs have them and some don't. The little totems, the little chopped down MREs. And we actually use this stuff and added more to it. So there's like salt and pepper and creamer and coffee and, you know, all the extra little spoons and stuff. And you guys don't want me to open this up. Hopefully you guys get a picture of what's in here. I'll get to this one in just a second. And then if you take a camo pack, you got to empty it out. You don't want that thing stinking up next time you want to use it. Yes? Yes. Okay, this flashlight, which isn't working. Now, somebody commented on a few videos back about being prepared is having everything at all times. And that would be sweet, as I told them that would be nice, but that's not necessarily the way the world works. And let me give you an example of why I take extra. 1 is none, 2 is 1, 3 is whatever. Redundancy. See this flashlight? I tested this flashlight. I checked the batteries and changed them out just days before we went down there. And when I got down there, it didn't work. Do you see what I'm saying? It did not work. Now I had other flashlights. But that's a case in point I want to use is I checked this, it worked. I changed out the batteries, they were good. I get down there, 2 days later, didn't work. You with me? Always have redundancy if you can. Life lessons will teach you. Yes? Yes. Okay, you gotta do dishes when you get back. That's what this stuff is for, because we utilized it. The flashlights, boom. I gotta turn the batteries back around on these and put them back where they're supposed to be. Yes, I told you guys that I do that. I swap the batteries so that way they don't rot inside here when they're sitting. And same diff, gotta change out the batteries back. But now we had this little lantern, something you guys may be prepared for or whatever. I'm just showing you guys this stuff. And we had weather, and do you guys see what happened? This thing was nice. And you see how it's got all nasty on the inside? Well, it was outside for like 4 days. You with me? So I got to clean this bad boy up, get it all looking pretty, and so I can use it again next time. Yes? You guys understand that? I'm just throwing this out there real quick. You guys have to take care of your stuff. I mentioned that before, and I'm showing you camping stuff that we used. Yes? Now let's tie this into something maybe a little larger. As I said, I brought water in case the water went out. I brought an alternate heating source in case the electricity went out, because again, there was a storm coming. If we use the MRE stuff and we added to it, then we must have had MREs, because I did. So in case, again, like I can't go shopping or this or that, I brought extra firewood, because firewood's expensive, but just in case we need it, there was a fire pit outside. I brought extra blankets. I brought long underwears, extra. I brought more than what I needed. Yes? If you can, it is a good thing. Again, I mentioned it in my vehicle, I can throw all the stuff in the back, just throw it back there. And if I use it, I use it. If I don't, I don't. And a lot of the stuff, a lot of the stuff ended up getting utilized. Some of it didn't, but maybe we'll see what happens next time. Yes? Yes. Now I mentioned we went on a hike because I took like 3 pairs of shoes. I took like regular shoes, I took some really big boots, and I took some nice hiking shoes that I've broken in. You should break in your stuff before you go to use it. Like I go for walks around the block or whatever with new stuff, because that's not the time. So in case your plan fails, your initial plan, and you have a backup plan, you have stuff for it, yeah? But anyways, it was no big deal. We had a great time. Again, we fight all the time. I say discussion, but between siblings, it was a fight. But had a really great time, and we're already planning the next one. It's in 3 years, and we're going to make sure we get a boat. Long story. Doesn't matter. But yes. Okay, but let me give you a couple things that I did learn while I was down there, because when you're in a campsite and you're in a small town, I don't just go out and talk to people. I mean, when's that supposed to happen? When I go to Walmart or something, or a Home Depot or whatever. But when you're in a campsite for days and you're in a small town, you can talk to people. And let me give you some lessons learned. Now, even though we were in a campsite, we were in a small town, I ran into a bunch of normies. And I say that by people that just do the normalcy bias where every day is just the same and you obey these things that you were taught or whatever. Let me give you a couple cases in point. I mentioned before that like me and the lovely lady in my life have paid off our cars. I'm all about finance, by the way. If it's your first time here, you should get your finances in order. You should get that stuff straight. Live below your means. Build up stuff, this stuff like over time, pay off your stuff, don't owe money. So we've paid off our cars. I was getting into a conversation. They're like, well, you need to go out and buy a new car. And I was like, why do I need to go and buy a new car? I don't, my car's paid off. So that way you can pay it off quicker the next one. It's like, what the hell did you just say? Let me explain. The logic was that my car's old, and I've talked to you guys about that. And I said my car cost me $50 a month. That's for the insurance. It's actually less than that. And I have to repair my car, which just costs me money. But a new car right now averages like $700 a month for a new car, although I wouldn't get a new one. And your insurance, you have to pay for insurance for full coverage. So let's say $800 a month. So $800 a month, I pay $50 a month. And I said that if my car repairs end up costing me like $500 a month for 6 months on average, not a little bit, but I mean, even if it was a big thing, on average, then I would look at a new car. And this person was like, no, since your car is old, you need to go get a new one. And I said, well, I don't have any car payments. Well, get a new one and pay it off fast so you don't have any car payments. I'm like, I don't have any car payments. No, that's not the point. You need to get a new car. Okay. Again, years ago, it's not so much anymore, but years ago, and they still kind of do it, you're programmed to get a new car every 3 to 5 years, and people are still in that thought process. Now, this is just one example, whether you agree or disagree. I was like, and this went on for a while. Like, they're trying to convince me, you need to get a new car, you need to get a new car. I gave them all the facts, the logic behind it, the actual math, and it just went, whew, it just didn't matter. You need to do this, you need to do this. And I think it was because that's what they did. And people tend to like push stuff on other people, normies. I don't understand that. Look, if you had your car paid off and you want to go get it, I'd be like, yo, it's your life. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to tell you what to do. Stop pushing. I mean, people like, if I did it, everyone has to do it. I was like, okay, whatever. Anyways, that's just one example. There was a whole bunch of normalcy bias programming where if you mention one little thing that's outside of what the norm programs, that box, people lose their minds. And I was like, I was just like, okay, I'm just going to step back and not really say anything. My bad. But yeah, it's weird. Anyways, it was just something I found funny. Thought I'd share with you. I don't know whether it got across or not. Now, I do want to make a point. Me and my brother have already made plans, and it's in 3 years. So you have to live your life. I think I mentioned it before I'm on this camping trip that with everything that's going on in the world, and oh my God, and what happened just, what was it, yesterday? And the thing, and this is happening. And look, guys, emergency preparedness, that's what we talk about here. Again, FEMA, Red Cross, camping stuff. Yes, all these things can help you if there's something bigger, which eventually is going to happen, probability versus possibility. These things are possibly going to happen, but probably not. Is you make plans and you live life. That is what emergency preparedness is about. It's insurance in your life. So you feel good, you feel calm, you can relax a little bit that you're ready for things, but prepare for the future, 3 years, some people might go, 3 years, no, in 3 years, this and that. And it may be, I don't know. But I'm making plans, guys, because it's my life. You should have a life too, and you should enjoy it. Yes? Yes. All right, this video is already getting long. I already shot one video today, and I don't like that, so let's try to keep it short. I hope this finds you well. I hope you get something out of these videos, if nothing else is laughing at me, with me, hopefully. But I hope this finds you well. I hope you are positive. I hope you are happy. And please, please be prepared.